Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host and very good friend is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. Yes, we are here again, covering Love Island UK Season 10, Episode 3. Now, Chris, normally I would ask you, where would you like to start today? But we did get our first voicemail of the season, and you haven't heard this one yet. So I just thought I'd play it for you.
Oh, imagine my joy going into work this morning thinking, what am I going to listen to? Because Chris and Dave don't do a daily podcast anymore. So I don't know what I'm going to listen to. Oh, hang on. Here they are with 2 out of 2 days. Well done. Exciting. And gotta say, more exciting than the show. This is another Love Island series that I am only watching so I can listen to your podcast. And oh my God, that's how I feel. 2 episodes in, oh God, same cast, different faces, actually similar faces, all the same. My favourite so far is Jess. Like her a lot. She's going to be fun and call it out. Don't like Ella. Is that the one from Dublin? Don't like her. I think she's got a side to her. I think she's going to be... I don't think she's never going to commit to a guy, but she'll be pissy when anyone takes her guy off her. Bore off. But I've got to say this very quickly, that my favourite thing that you've ever said on a podcast, bearing in mind this is episode 2, is... Oh, there's a new girl. This is my impression of you. There's a new girl. Do we need to see the VT? And Dave going, sigh. I don't think we need to see the VT, do we? The fact that you're like this on episode 2 makes me go, I cannot wait for your podcast on week 6 when still nothing has happened. Love you, boys.
Well... If ever anyone can call us out, it's Joe. And yeah, she's got a fair point there. But we are not only 2 for 2, we are now 3 for 3. I don't quite know how, but here we are again.
Conversation we were having about not doing it.
I am adamant, we're still not committing to it. But we found a bit of a different recording time, which seems to work at the moment for us.
Yeah, it won't. Genuinely, we're not going to be able to do it every day, but there is a little sweet spot at the moment, Dave. There is the disclaimer with that. I did see Charlene say that on Facebook, going, "I knew you weren't going to do it, once a week." It's like, stop it. So
we are blokes in our 40s, so we just can't do it every day.
Yeah, we just, and we're flaky as fuck, so it's fine. Anyway, Dave, so we get to the start of the episode, and Catherine's gone off with Zachariah. Gotta say, I don't ever want to play poker with Andre, Dave, because he was fuming. I don't know whether it was the rejection, the fact that he thought, shit, I'm leaving the villa, I'm going to have to get a graft on. I couldn't work it out, but it was brilliant because he was not happy. And obviously, Zachariah and...
You mean you do want to play poker with him? Surely because he's not got a poker face.
Oh, that's a very good point.
He gives it all the way.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's on my team, but poker's that's an individual game.
Maybe he will stab you, which is why you don't want to play poker with him. But
yeah, possibly. But he did. He was fuming, wasn't he? He was absolutely livid. And then the guys are like, "Oh, how are you feeling?" He's like, "Yeah, I've got to get my graft on." Yeah, no problem. And I was like, I don't think he was necessarily losing Catherine because, like you said, I've only been in there 2 days. I think it's more maybe an ego thing, but also that was out of Catherine's control anyway because it was Zachariah. He called him Zachariah because no one's called him Zach yet. So Zachariah, that was his pick. It wasn't, Andre shouldn't take it to heart. That's what Love Island's about. They might get back together, but he sort of dismissed it. I genuinely think he was thinking, shit, my time on the villa could be up already.
You know, I'm going to try and rustle up some of that enthusiasm. Right. So I think in previous seasons, and especially in the earlier seasons that I watched, you get to this point in day 3 and people start to get their nose put out of joint, if things don't go the way they want. But you forget that, well, it's only been a couple of days or something. But now I'm just very acutely aware that they've hardly been in there for any time at all. They've had hardly as long as having a fucking smooch at the disco. I just can't take it seriously that they are that put out. So it's got to be that tactic that, well, if I'm not coupled up here, I'm vulnerable, aren't I? You don't want to be the arsehole who gets sent home at day 2 or 3 or something. So I think that's, maybe there's a bit of ego, but I think it's all game playing at this stage.
Yeah, I think so. It was just good to watch, David. Like you say, I'm fucking working on breadcrumbs here. There was as soon as I saw a little bit, I was like, oh, that's going in my notes. I need something to talk about. But I tell you what, Dave, we said about game playing. Fucking George, desperado. Jess has binned him off. Next minute, Rushi's like, oh, yeah, you fit you. Yeah, I've seen you. And she's buying into it. And I'm like, I don't know. He could be a great lad, but I thought that come across as pretty sleazy, Dave. I've got to be honest. And I know it's Love Island, but I was just like, mate, this is so transparent. But she was buying it. And I'm like, no, you're better than this. Don't buy it. So, yeah, that was just classic Love Island where they get rejected. Next minute, it's like, oh, I didn't like her anyway. I like you, though. And, honestly, come on.
I don't particularly like him, but I do have this devil and angel thing that's like, well, at least he's giving it a go. My gut reaction is, oh, you're a fucking bellend. I mean, surely everyone on the planet can see through what you're doing. Oh, wait, no, Rushy doesn't. She's falling for it hook, line, and sinker. So I think that will come off for him. I think she seemed to be falling for it, but it was a blatant play, wasn't it? To basically not be vulnerable and try and couple up with someone. And you can tell when they're like, oh, what's your type? Oh, I don't really have a type, me. Oh, because I thought it'd be blondes. Yeah, no. I'm like, fuck off it. Yeah, so definitely full of shit, but we need sort of characters like that to be bellends, don't we, to give us something to talk about.
Yeah, it was. And you're right, Dave. Again, crumbs. But I did like when Whitney came in, Dave, she picked Andre, went on the date. Very strong-willed young lady. I liked the way she took control of that whole dialogue, the whole relationship, even to the point that when she came back in, she was questioning why he'd not complimented her. And he was sat there going, I think he was like, oh, I don't know what to do. I think he's ever been in that situation. But yeah, she seemed to come in and she looked like she's going to take no messing off anyone. I mean, whether, because you know what it's like, they say all this stuff, don't they? And then some people they just get into that villa life and all the stuff they've said. There's not been very many who've come in and actually, when they've said that I'm going to take the girls off these guys, I don't care. I'm going to take the guys off the girls and all this. It very rarely happens, doesn't it? It's sort of like they have to say this to create a bit of drama.
And then they get in and they're like, ooh, sunbed.
Yeah.
Just chill out.
I'm on holiday. Yeah.
Margarita, please.
Yeah.
But she came in with some fire, didn't she? And I found it weird again. Some of these guys, it's just like, you haven't complimented me on how I look today. And it's just like, look, mate, just say you look absolutely stunning. You look amazing. I'm an idiot for not saying that's all it was. But he was doing this whole thing of like, well, you know that I know that you look great. I'm like, what? It was weird. It was like he couldn't back down. He couldn't just say, you look amazing or something like that. But I mean, there does seem to be something there, to be fair. But I don't know. Let's see where that one goes. But I do appreciate. I think she's going to be a good character.
I do, and I'm going to quote Dave what she said to fucking Mehdi. So this I thought was brilliant. This was the line of the episode. Just Mehdi's there putting it on her, and he knows he's been spawned by Rushi. She's not interested, and he says to her, "I'm quoting it." He goes, "I'm looking for a brunette," and then she says, "Well, this is a wig, so I don't know what you're looking for." She completely shot him down, and he was like, That's
Didn't
my
know what to
game
say,
plan
did
for.
he?
No, it's a brilliant line and fair play to Dave. That she proper played him at it. I think she's going to do that all the way through. She's just keeping it real at the moment. And that's what you need. Someone like this, someone who's not going to play by the Love Island rules. It's only one episode. She may, like you just said, and we both said, she may just, get into that island life, like you say, have a holiday and all that, and not want to create too much drama. But her first couple of interactions, I was like, yeah, I like that. I like what she's done there. Because Medi just sat there awkwardly like, I don't know what to say. So, yeah, good line that.
I'm not sure how much game Medi's got, actually. I think, he's slightly reliant on his accent there.
Yeah.
And I think beyond that, I'm not seeing a lot. I'm not really seeing him have a good, strong connection with anyone, to be honest.
No. And I mean, my French isn't very good, Dave. I did get an E in French. I think tourner droite is turn right. Des œufs, his eggs.
Tourner twat.
There's a few of them.
Le bonk. It was always my favourite.
Well, what about enculé, Dave? Do you know what that means? It's one of our personal favourites.
Oh, you've told me this before.
Fuck off, Dave. That's what it means.
Right.
Mère de tête. I only knew the swear words. And mère de tête, I think she shithead. Something like that. And there's going to be people who speak French going, Chris, you've just ordered 2 champagne and some mussels or something like that. But we used to say enculé in French all the time to the French teacher when she was writing on the board, Dave. She's all mental at us. So I'm
the
pretty
sophisticated humour of school children.
Yeah, of Chris Phelps. Yeah. That's me, Dave. But anyway, Dave. Now, someone who speaks French is going to have me for that. I'm pretty certain. I've led this life for 30 odd years, Dave, since I was about 12 or something, thinking that was swearing. But anyway,
it's like a cappuccino or something.
Yeah, completely wrong. Now, Jess, I thought that there was something there we tied up. In the last episode, there was a bit of flirting by the pool. They seemed to enjoy each other. And then Ty just friend-zoned the Dave. And then he went and kissed Ella. He was straight in there. They had a bit of dialogue and straight on it. So I got that wrong completely.
Yeah, no, he didn't seem that confident doing that. And that was the first little flicker. He seems someone who's very, very confident in themselves. But just before he went in for the kiss, he did seem a little bit unsure. So I wasn't sure if he was going to go through with it. But is that the first outsider challenge kiss that we've seen in the season?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we saw another one later, didn't we? But yeah, no, I think that was good. And I think despite the fact that he put himself in shit corner yesterday with the whole challenge and saying pulling and shagging, it seems like that's all forgotten now. And it's like, it's okay. So that was yesterday, wasn't it? And so the fact that he kind of friend zoned Jess, Ella seemed to take that quite well. So, let's see where that one goes.
Yeah, true. Now, Dave, I'm not going to steal your thunder because I know you've talked about this and messaged me a few times, but what is your feelings on Mitchell?
I think I've said a few times, I think he's a bit of a bell end, but I think I put in the group chat as well that for me, he's Ron 2, isn't he? He's come in with a very obvious plan to couple up early. He's gone in there with, I guess it worked, but it was basically, there was nothing sophisticated. There was no wooing of the lady, Chris. It was just like, yeah, so we kissed outside a challenge, or we kissed in a challenge. Should we kiss outside a challenge? Oh yeah, go on then. It's like, oh, that works. But I guess it does if you look like Mitchell, I guess. But, so, yeah, I just think it's pretty obvious to me. And again, I'm annoyed at myself because from that initial VT, I thought, he seems like down to earth, seems like a decent bloke. But just all these little red flags that just don't add up for me.
No, and I think it plays into the preview we had as well. I'm with you. You picked up on that before me, Dave, but I genuinely didn't the Casamorians get a win for that one because it shows for tomorrow night's episode that he's not happy. These games there where it's like, who are the 3 people you kiss? Who would you have a secret link up? And it looks like Molly gets a lot of kissing, even so much so that when Zach goes in, he even says to him, come on, mate, come up for air or something along them lines on the preview. So it's like, there's something going on there. And I think he's talking to Whitney and he's talking about like, he feels as if he's closed off already. And I think you're right. As soon as I seen that on the preview, I was like, Dave's right. It's like, you've been in there fucking 3 days. It's like, come on, that's ridiculous. So I think you're right. I think he's going for the full on, I'm the loyalist guy in there, Dave, and falls madly in love with her. So I think it's a play. I do really think it's a play now.
Yeah, I mean, the preview promises some drama. I hope it delivers, because so many times last season they show you a little bit and you're like, oh, that's going to be juicy, that is. And then you get to it and then it's all squashed in like 5 minutes. So hopefully that's the first little bit of drama that we get this season.
We need it, Dave. I mean, it's great to speak. I mean, me and you just coming on and talking. I know it's unplanned this again, but it's just, even if it's 10, 15 minutes, we've got to get it off our chest, Dave. There's so much to unpack. Even in the first week, there's still stuff to talk about, which is great.
Yeah. If only something juicy happened on the show, we'd have more to talk about.
Tell you what, though, Dave, I can feel we're in episode 3, and I've not said the famous words, but on the next episode, Dave, it's coming back for the summer, Dave. The main
thing, be a prediction.
The reality radar is going to strike back in episode 4. Once I've weighed everything up, I will throw in my prediction, Dave. Now, we know last series somebody said there is a 1% chance of Eccles and Davide getting back together.
Dining on this one still.
We even
was
had
that even last season? Was that not the season before last season?
Well, that was last summer, Dave. We're forgetting the winter one because it was Bobbins. We're talking about exactly a year ago and it's probably almost, well, I won't say a year ago to the date, but it's pretty close to when my prediction was thrown out there. And you were having none of it. And Chris Phelps, the Love Island aficionado, seen this play hundreds of times, and they're still together. And I did notice that someone commented on the Facebook page saying, Chris, I am a reality radarian for life, Dave, because they saw the prediction and they can't wait for my next predictions on this series. So 100% guarantee, 100% correct, Dave. Where can you go wrong?
I look forward to the next Hail Mary that nails it.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be difficult after these 3 episodes. This literally will be a needle in a haystack if I get this one right. But I'm throwing a prediction out there, Dave, next episode. So I'm working on it.
I mean, we kind of need something to be stirred up a bit, don't we? So I think for that kind of prediction, you're looking at something week 2 or 3.
Yeah,
maybe. So yeah, it's still, everyone's playing quite nice at the minute, and I let's see if there's some drama with Mitchell. But even that, I think it'll be a storm in a teacup. To be honest, I'm grasping at straws here.
I can't do a new T-shirt saying the Radarians were correct once.
But I will.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, T-shirt. Yeah, I can see it now. Oh, mate, unbelievable. Anyway, thank you, mate. Anything else before we go?
No, I think that's it. Like I say, a bit of a quiet one. I think Whitney coming in, that was pretty much the highlight of the episode. And yeah, roll on tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it. So if you want to email us, guys, and please get your emails in, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, @cdrealitycast. As always, please get over to Facebook, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. Come and join us. It's my personal target. There's nothing, but we want to try and get about 700 people over on the Facebook page, 700 friends. So come and join us if you can, guys. If you do want to support us, get over to patreon.com/cdrealitycast. So the roll call of honor for today is Ken, Lucky Lulu Green, Lauren, Susan, Dee Dee, Katie, Libby, Joanna, Noreen, Neve, Chloe, Brianna, Helen, Keith, Gillian, Zoe, Kristen, Maggie, Kate, Megan, Cassie, Fiona, Emma, Nicola, Macy, Alex, Helen, and Larissa. So thank you so much for all your support, guys. We really appreciate everyone who supported us over the last couple of years. We really, really appreciate every single episode I say, but we genuinely mean it. And just putting up with us Parabellans is just a feat on its own. So thank you for being with us.
Again, for another, I don't even want to think about how many months. If you look at the last 12 months, how many we've been covering Love Island for.
Yeah, but it's all maths and that. We must do up there for one of the most for the podcast with the most episodes, Dave, on reality TV anyway.
Yeah, the most idiotic.
Yeah,
but
that's us,
think
mate.
about it. We covered Summer Love Island for 2 months. Covered Australia. Was that 6 weeks?
Yeah,
was
6
slightly
weeks.
shorter, wasn't it?
Yeah,
then Winter Love Island 2 months. This one's going to be 2 months.
And
we'll have been covering Love Island for more months than we haven't.
No.
Right at the end of this season, if it's a rolling 12 months.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? And then we've got MAFS to come, and there's that bloody middle-aged Love Island thing I saw the previews for, which I think we'd talked about before.
That looks amazing, though.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, the thing is, it must be pre-recorded because the pretense is the kids, their children have nominated, or they're in control of what goes on the show. And it's like, well, you can't announce that if they don't know the contestants are. Because once they get, so they must have already pre-baked that and recorded it. So let's see, Dave. I'm interested in that one, I must admit.
Yeah, no, it'd be good. And not forgetting some of the others that we might watch 1 or 2 things of.
Yes.
But, yeah. We love it. But thank you very much. So I'm starting to get depressed again now. So thank you very much, sir. Thanks to everyone out there for listening. Thanks to all our supporters. And we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.